The living organisms, characteristics, and habitats. Organisms. An individual animal, plant, or single cell life form is called an organism. In easy words, it means living beings, such as humans, animals, plants. Some facts about organisms. Different regions in the world have various types of living creatures called organisms. Even the openings of volcanoes have tiny living organisms. Our homes are not devoid of these tiny organisms. Habitat. The place where organisms live is called habitat. There are two types of habitats, terrestrial habitat and aquatic habitat. Let's learn about terrestrial habitat. The plants and animals that live on land are called terrestrial habitats. Example, forests, grasslands, desert, coastal and mountain region. Some animal example of terrestrial habitats. Aquatic habitat. The organisms which live in water are called aquatic habitats. For example, lakes, rivers, ponds, and oceans. Some more examples of aquatic habitat. Let's learn about biotic and abiotic components. Biotic. The organisms, both plants and animals living in a habitat, are its biotic components. The abiotic components. The non-living things such as rock, soil, air, and water in the habitat constitute its abiotic components. Some terrestrial habitats. Desert. Desert plants lose very little water through transpiration. The leaves in desert plant are either small or they are in form of spines or thorns. This helps in reducing loss of water from the leaves. The stem is covered with a thick, waxy layer which helps to retain water in the tissue of cacti or cactus. Most desert plants have roots that go very deep into the soil for absorbing water. As we all know that desert is the hottest area in the earth. So the plant's roots go very deep to the earth's layer for absorbing water. Desert animals. There are desert animals like rats and snakes which do not have long legs that a camel has to stay away from the intense heat. During the day, they stay in burrows deep in the sand. These animals come out only during the night when it is cooler. Mountain regions. These habitats are normally very cold and windy. In some areas, snowfall may take place in winters. There is a large variety of plants and animals living in the mountain regions. These trees are normally cone-shaped and have sloping branches. The leaves of some of these trees are needle-like. This helps the living in the mountain regions. The plants are also adapted. The plants and animals are also adapted to the conditions there. Animals have thick skin or fur to protect them from cold. For example, yaks have long hair to keep them warm. Snow leopard has thick fur on its body, including feet and toes. This protects its feet from the cold when it walks on the snow. The mountain goat has strong hooves for running up the rocky slopes of the mountains. Snow leopard, yaks, and the needle-like trees which have sloping branches. Grasslands. Grasslands are also known as forests. There are normal trees like a forest. Lions light brown color helps it to hide in dry grasslands when it hunts for prey. The eyes in front of the face allow it to have a correct idea about the location of its prey. A deer is another animal that lives in grasslands. It has strong teeth for chewing hard plant stems of the grassland. A deer needs to know about the presence of predators in order to run away from them and not become their prey. Meanings of prey. Prey are the animals which are being to be eaten by another animals. Meaning of predators. The animals like lion that make another animal their food. Mutualism. Mutualism is defined as an interaction between individuals of different species that result in positive effects on per capita reproduction and or survival of the interacting population. In easy words, a relationship in which two organisms benefit from each other, such as a buffalo or a cow has many flies flying around their bodies. A bird eats those flies. In that case, the bird is having its lunch and the buffalo is getting rid of the flies. Parasitism. Parasitism is a symbiotic relationship between species where one organism, the parasite, lives on or in another organism, the host causing it some harm and is adapted structurally to this way of life. In easy words, a relationship between two species in which one benefits at the expense of the other, generally without killing the host organism. Parasites, ectoparasites, which are found outside an organism's body. For example, mosquito. Endoparasites, which are found inside an organism's body. Aquatic habitat. Oceans and sea. Sea animals have stream-like bodies to help them move easily in water. There are some sea animals like squids and octopus which do not have this streamlined shape. They stay deeper in the ocean. These animals have gills to help them use oxygen dissolved in water. There are some sea animals like dolphins and whales that do not have gills. They breathe in air through nostrils or blowholes that are located on the upper part of their heads. This allows them to breathe in air when they swim near the surface of water. Ponds and lakes. Some of the plants have their roots fixed in the soil below the water. In aquatic plants, roots are much reduced in size and their main function is to hold the plant in place. The stems of these plants are long, hollow, and light. The stems grow up to the surface of water while the leaves and flowers float on the surface of water. Some aquatic plants are submerged in water. All parts of such plants are underwater. Some of these plants have narrow and thin ribbon like leaves. These can bend in the following water. In submerged plants, leaves are often highly divided, through which the water can easily flow without damaging them. Frogs live in ponds. They can stay both inside the water and move on land. They have strong back legs that help them in catching their prey. They have webbed feet which help them swim in water. This is a floating plant. And these are the submerged plants. Stimuli. All of us respond immediately to the changes, like if we step on a sharp object while walking barefoot, or if you suddenly move from a dark place into bright sunlight. Your eyes shut themselves automatically for a moment. Changes in our surroundings that make us respond to them are called stimuli. Excretion. The process of getting rid of waste by organism is known as excretion. Flowchart. Habitats are of two types, terrestrial and aquatic. Examples of terrestrial habitat, mountain and desert. Example of aquatic habitats, ponds and oceans. Summary. The surroundings where plants and animals live is called their habitat. Several kinds of plants and animals may share the same habitat. The presence of specific features and habitats which enable a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. There are many types of habitats. However, these may be broadly grouped as terrestrial and aquatic. There is a wide variety of organisms present in different habitats. Plants, animals, and microorganisms together constitute biotic components. Rocks, soil, air, water, light, and temperature are some of the abiotic components of our surroundings. Keywords: adaptation, aquatic, terrestrial, biotic, stimulus, streamline, endoparasite. Blowholes, barefoot, submerged, mutualism, parasitism, adaptation, ectoparasites. Thank you.